Hey guys, Kazoo71 here, Ark Survival Ascended on the island. Once again, the only official map that's still out as of this date. And this was recorded back on 11/14. Game came out on 10/25. I wanted to show you guys this rock thing real quick. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny as you break the rocks, how they kind of disappear. So I just wanted to start the video with that. Today's March 23rd when I'm recording the vocals on this thing. So I'll put this video up next week. So just kind of jumping forward a little bit there, guys. I am at the water pen area I showed you guys previously. So what I'm doing is trying to figure out how to lay out the base. So what I did was where the water pen ended, I put a line. There's straight on each side, so they're even. So I kind of connected them. And then I took both sides of that water pan and ran foundations and all the way up to the beach and then up onto the land. So I'll wall it in eventually and kind of raise it up to a certain height. But what I'm going to do is I want to connect both sides in the middle. And it's very difficult to do. If you're going to do a straight line, not so difficult, but I don't want a straight line. I want something that looks a little cooler. So I like to use these round, like, spots, kind of like if you looked at the old castles and stuff, they have the round things on the side. So what I like to do is use those round things. Even if I connect them straight, I put those round ones on the corner so I don't just have a square corner. I don't like the square corners. So I'm running that around just a little bit, and then what I'll do is connect them in the middle, and I'll put a dino gateway in the middle, kind of connected. So I'm just kind of showing you guys a little bit. You can see how it's broken apart everywhere because I built it and tore it apart so many times now, just trying to figure out how to connect these guys. So you should, if you do it correctly, if you do the same circle on each side, like if I'm doing a circle, no, a circle is made with the squares and the triangles. That's how you do it. So the simple circle is one square, triangle on each side, then a square on each side, then a triangle until it connects back together. And then you're going to have 6 triangles in the middle. Now, if you do it the same way, like say your straight wall goes into the square one on each side, and you both go out of the same, on each side you go out of the same triangle, it should meet in the middle. But it's going to meet, and it's not going to mesh. So you won't be able to connect them. Like say I get these walls or these things together, the same exact line, they won't connect perfectly. Even if you put a triangle there, it just doesn't work. So I'm just telling you guys, I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but what I did here is I ran a stone foundations all the way across in a straight line, trying to figure out exactly the same spot on each side. So once I had that same spot, I could put down like 4 or 5, pick up a couple, put down 4 or 5, pick up a couple. And once I had the same spot on each side, I said, okay, here's where I'm going to start the wall on each side, so I was symmetrical, right? You want to make sure it's symmetrical, otherwise it won't meet. Now, the easy way to do this and the easy way to connect things is with the dino gateway. And I've told you guys this before if you watch my episodes. So no matter how you do this, even if it doesn't mesh, you can always use a dino gate or a behemoth gateway and connect them. So, and then they kind of look like they were meant to be that way. So that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, getting up here, and I want to show you guys this part. And that's what I mean by it doesn't mesh. As you can see, it's got a weird funky thing in the middle. And yes, I tried to put a triangle there that does not work. So what I'm going to use is one of these gateways, and then I'm going to connect the 2 pieces. As you can see, I'm working on it. So once I get this behemoth gateway where I want, then I'm going to drop that sucker, and I'm going to pull out those ones in the middle because we don't need those. So now I pull these out, and now it's going to look like it was supposed to be like this, and this is how I created it. Just a simple little trick I learned a long time ago, and with these new Ark Survival Ascended build dynamics, it works a little better too. So, but I did this on Ark Survival Evolved so many times. But you can see like one side looks a little different than the other, but you really can't tell. Put a gateway in there, and bam! Yeah, I don't even know I did that. So it looked like it was perfect. So let me kind of fly up in the air so you guys can see what I did. As you can see, it got a little circle on each side, and you can see the other side is not the same circle. Like I said, I just made sure I was connected correctly, but I made sure I worked it out right. I wanted more land on one side. So like I said, I ran foundations across to make sure I was in the same spot, make sure the walls were symmetrical, but then I actually put these circles down in different spots because I figured, it's going to connect no matter what I do. So even if I put one circle, if I ran a line of walls across and I put a circle on each side, and then I ran them off, they would connect in the middle. But if I ran one at one spot and went further on the other side, and then like I did, and then run the same circle, they're still going to connect eventually. If you go off the same spot, it's just going to be further inland, and that's what I wanted to do. So one side, the gateway is closer to the circle, and then the other side, because that's how I built it, because I wanted more of this land, because the way my dino water pen was, it was at a little bit of an angle. So now we're dropping some walls in here just because I made some. So I didn't show you guys me gathering all that stuff. I just showed that one little clip of the rock breaking, but I've been gathering a lot of stuff. I'll show you guys a little bit more if you guys are interested in that, but that's just boring stuff. Take your Doedicurus out, fly around with an RG carrying it, get some stone, take your Therizinosaurs out, get some wood, take your Triceratops out, get some thatch, or Stegos. Stegos better. And it's just boring, man. It just takes a long time. Or a Bronto. Bronto works really good for thatch, too. But anyhow, those aren't the best collectors of thatch, by the way. Those are just what I use. So kind of keep flying up so you guys can see a little bit. I want to show you guys a little bit of how I'm connecting this stuff. So I'll show you guys a couple of clips. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a line of foundations at a certain spot, and I'm going to connect them again. So like I said, I already did this once to kind of line it out so I know these meet. But we're going to do it again, and I'm going to do it from right here. And then what this is going to be where I start building my base. So the little spot between this line and that gateway, that's where I'll keep some of my dinos and on the land. And in that other spot's where I'm going to build it up. I'm going to have foundations, and then I'm going to run lines of foundations and use ceiling tiles between them. So just jumping forward to this Alpha Raptor as I'm collecting stuff, and just show you guys this kill stuff. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, run these lines of foundations as close as I need to so that the ceiling tiles will all mesh, and I'm going to test it out with the walls and make sure they fit in the right spot. So, but with this Raptor, you can see this Alpha Raptor, I got it one spot, he's barely hitting me, so I just keep pecking at him, he'll go away, clawing, there you go, he did. He's so dead, man. He dead. Wish I could get a good picture of him before they attacked. Kind of hard to do. So, even if you were in God mode or infinite stats and flying around, they'd still come after you. So you can't really get a good picture of him. It's kind of hard. So, I guess once they put, they probably have them already. The, what do you call them, taxidermy tools and taxidermy stands. You could probably taxidermy these guys to put them. I don't know if they have. I haven't really looked. Like I said, I haven't been playing it much lately. It's March. I kind of just lost interest in it, really. Just keep playing Ark. I'm not too interested in this one right now. But as you guys can see, I have the base up here still. So this is where I was building at. We're going to kind of cut some of this out. And keep collecting stuff, keep building things. So just jumping forward here a little bit, going back to where I was, and I'd been building, but I didn't want to show you guys all the boringness of me throwing down, gathering stuff and throwing down these things. But I want to show you kind of this end part so you guys can see what I'm doing as I snap these things together and how it looks. So you get an idea of what I'm trying to do here. So like I said, foundation lines as much as you need to use ceiling tiles, because ceiling tiles are cheaper, and I don't want to use as much. So, but I'm going to have to use foundations and ceiling tiles. Now, on Ark Survival Evolved, okay, let's kind of talk about the difference between the two. If you have a foundation, you can put ceiling tiles 2 away from it. 2, that's it, right? So on Ark Survival Ascended, I'll show you guys, it's more than 2. You see I can snap another one there. Now, that's because I'm close to the other wall where there's foundations. So, I didn't realize that. I kind of was glitching, or not paying attention to where it was sitting at, but you can see this is 3 away or 2 away, so it's 3 away instead of 2. So you can go 2, you can go 3 on each side. I think that's what it is. And I'm going to show you guys. We're going to go out and we're going to build this out, and I might not catch it in this episode, but I'll show you guys exactly the difference. But you can go more away from the wall. You see this one is 2 out, so normally you go 1, 2, and then you got to put a foundation down. And then you drop it. So if you're doing walls, so this is the same thing, but this one will actually go 3. I'm telling you guys, I know for a fact it's 3. I don't know why I put 2, so I started that too close. But I got 3 in the middle. There's 3 on the sides here, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3. If I was facing where the RG's at, there's 3 that way. So that's what I mean by that. So it's going to be the every fourth one as opposed to every third one where you're going to drop those foundations. I hope that makes sense. So normally you'd put a foundation, 2 ceilings, a foundation, 2 ceilings. This one you'd put a foundation, 3 ceilings, a foundation, 3 ceilings. So that's how you can do it. You can get away with a little less on Ark Survival Ascended than you can on Ark Survival Evolved. You can see I could snap these things. I'm just making sure they still snap. This is how I test it. You can use this or a rail or whatever you want, but you need to make sure you're testing before you build the whole thing and then realize, oops, I can't build on top of this because I didn't have enough foundations down there. So I made sure that they would fit everywhere, so you can see how far apart these are. So you can go 3 in the middle, and it actually gives you 2. So with the foundations, I'm actually building them too close, so you guys know. I could actually go 1 more out and it would work, but it's okay. I'll get them eventually. And we'll test it out as I get further along building more. I'll show you guys a little bit more of this later on. But you can see how far these foundations are out. And it's actually 4 out. 5 out, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might have done that right. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's only 4. See, I'm still using the old Ark Survival Evolved thing when I'm building it 4 out instead of 5. So on each side of the foundation, you could put 2. And it works out pretty good. So basically it's 4 out. So I know I'm rambling. That's okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to build it up higher because I'm not going to build low as this is. I just was trying to test it out and see where I needed to put stuff. So what I'm going to do is pick these guys up. We're going to build it up higher where you can use stairs to get up to it. I'm going to have a row of stone stairs and everything like that. And then we're going to build like a wooden stone base on top of it. But this is where it's going to sit, guys. And then we're going to slap some walls. And I'm going to show you guys how the walls work. I had a couple people tell me it wasn't working for them, but it still works for me. I have been on the game recently, so I know this still works. It's kind of off-center stuff, and you need to make sure you have that obstructions thing turned off. I'm going to tell you guys this. Somebody had asked me a question, and I asked them, is your obstructions turned off? And it wasn't. So if you don't have obstructions turned off, you will not be able to build like I'm building here. You will not be able to snap these things kind of off center here. You see that's kind of off. It's on the foundation. I'll show you what I mean. I have a video I did on this like day 2 of the Ark game being out. So, but I'm going to snap these here if I can. Let me just make sure. I'm just testing it out. See how these are off center like the walls. Foundations, obstructions off. Keep that in mind. Just remember that. Go find that. Yeah, you need to turn that off. Pick these guys up. I'm going to play with this a little bit more. I'm going to take these out and we're just going to put the walls down and I'll snap the ceilings later. So what I'm going to do, so if you've ever built on Ark before, you know Ark Survival Evolved. If you build things a certain way, you have 2 snap points and you need to make sure you're using the right snap point. It doesn't work that way on Ark Survival Ascended, man. You can snap them a little different. So you can see I decided to go lower, so I'm not going to go as high. I was going to go high, but I changed my mind. So we're going to go lower. And as you can see, it works. So now let's grab these walls, and let me show you how this wall snap thing works I was just talking about, or rambling on about. You see, so see how this sets? And it'll go down, and it'll match the other wall. So it's going on the side of the foundation. So if you have obstructions on, not allowing obstructions, you won't be able to do this. So I know I've said that a couple times, but just clarifying for you guys. See how this works? Bam! I can go down below, and I can snap this lower. And then it'll make it even. And then I'll have an even line at the top. So that's what I'm talking about right there. So make sure obstructions are off, and you'll be good to go. And there you go, guys. That's kind of a rambling episode, but if you guys enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Got any comments, please make them, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.